So then, hope everyone managed to calm themselves down from last Tuesday. What a night, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't it? If you were here, you witnessed one of the best performances for the Tigers for many a year. Survival is firmly in our hands as we face an informed Arsenal tonight at the KC. As always, we've brought you the experts along to give you their insight on how the teams will line up tonight and what we can expect from this mouth-watering clash between two informed teams. From the Tigers, first up, please welcome everyone's favourite, the man who kept the club in business on a few occasions, a man who was sent off 3 times in one game. He needs no further introduction. Our club ambassador, Mr. Dean Windass. And here tonight, representing the Gunners, is a centre forward who really came to the attention of football fans everywhere when he joined Arsenal from Luton Town in 1995. After 54 appearances and 14 goals, he moved on to West Ham, Wimbledon, Coventry and most infamously Celtic, before returning to England with West Brom and Norwich. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Hartson. John, welcome to the KC Stadium. How amazing is it to see this man here? Yeah? A real fight in the game. Now, some of the fans may not have forgiven you for scoring twice against the Tigers in 2006 for West Brom. What are your first impressions of the KC?
Very good. I have to say thank you very much for asking me along this evening. It's a night off for me. Normally when I go to football matches, Normally when I go to watch football games, I'm working for BBC 5 Live. I was at Anfield there on Saturday for Liverpool QPR. I'm on Football Focus on Saturday for the BBC. So it's nice tonight to be in the company of a Hull legend, Dean Windass, and to be asked here to give my views on the game and to share a great evening with some nice people. So it's great. The stadium is excellent, but put all that aside, you got to get a result tonight. That's the bottom line.
John, you are looking really well. It's been a tough old time for you. How are things now?
Things are good now, actually. From where I was, I should be 10 feet under, really. I shouldn't be here. I feel very blessed. I feel very lucky. In 2009, I had testicular cancer that spread to my lungs and onto my brain. I had 2 emergency brain operations. I've had 67 sessions of chemotherapy. And I feel very blessed, and I feel very grateful that I came through that period of cancer. Cancer is a horrible, horrible illness that takes good people away from us every single day of our lives. And cancer is not a cold or a bug or a disease. Cancer kills people. It's a serious, serious illness. And my world turned upside down, and so did my family's 5 or 6 years ago. But I've come through that period, and I feel blessed every day in my life. I'm a totally different person now to what I was before I got the cancer. And eternally grateful and appreciative that I'm able to stay around to see my kids grow up. And it's the simple things in life. It's the simple things in life for me. I've had Bentleys, and I've had mansions, and I've had everything I ever wanted. But when you're ill on a bed and you can't get out of bed because of the cancer, you appreciate things when you get through that. And I'm in a totally different place now, and my heart goes out to all the cancer sufferers because it really is very traumatic. It's very harrowing as an experience, and I feel blessed. I feel really blessed. And I don't say that blasé. I say it with a serious attitude that I was very lucky. I shouldn't be here. I should be 10 feet under. But every day now for me is different. I appreciate time with my kids. I adore my wife. She was my rock. Walking along the beach with my children, sucking in the fresh air off the sea, sucking it in, doesn't cost a penny. The use of your arms and legs Every single day we take things for granted in life. So I feel very lucky and blessed that I'm still here today. Thank you.
You had a successful spell up in Aberdeen in the late 90s. Just how good was John during his days at Celtic?
Ah, listen, at the end of the day, you know, when you look on the team sheet and you see him on the other team, you know what you're going to get. And I was like that. I want the best football in the world, but I knew what I was good at. And John was like that. We just had a little bit of laugh there, saying that we weren't the quickest lads in the world, but we scored a lot of goals, and centre-halves knew them when he was playing. I just told a little joke there, which I tell them after the circuit. If I caught John in bed with my missus, I'd tuck him in, because so I won't want to fight him, but no, he, as you said,
that never happened, did it?
No. My missus never told me anyway. So.
Did it happen, John?
Well, the thing is, I said to Dean, I've had one divorce, I don't fucking want another one.
But no, as you say, you know what you just said there. You know, and I went through my problems, and full credit. You know, you've got to do it yourself. You know, I know you get help from your friends and family, but you've got to do it yourself. And John dragged himself out through obviously the illness. I dragged myself through what I went through, and you've got to do it yourself. And you know, he's an inspiration. I picked him up from the train station today. He told me how much money he was earning, what he's earned in his career, and I haven't had the petrol money yet. So. But no, it's like John just said there. Listen, tonight's you know, going back to the football now, it's an important game for us again now, because the results over the weekend, you know, obviously didn't go for us. I think that QPR and Burnley have gone. I think that's, you know, that's done and dusted. I think they won't survive, especially QPR. But like John just said there, you know, tonight is, you know, every man, you know, in the last 2 games, you've got to play well tonight. Because if you don't, if you can't afford passengers against Arsenal. Even when I played against Arsenal, you know, you can't afford passengers. You need everybody, and we need everybody tonight. It'll be a tough game.
You had a big smile on your face after the Liverpool game. Obviously, looking back to the FA Cup last year, the Arsenal had already got their open top bus already booked. Do you think we can get some revenge tonight?
Well, I think that Steve will obviously mention that, and I think the lads will be hurt by, you know, going 2-0 up in an FA Cup final at Wembley. You expect to go on and win the game. I was obviously working for the FA at the time doing the game, and I said to Ian Ashby when I was sat next to Ian that we'll probably get turned over even when we're 2-0. That's how good they are, you know. And I think we need to, you know, we need to be on top of our game, you know. And John's played against the top teams in his football career, and you can't take him lightly. And you know, Arsene Wenger's had a bit of criticism over the last couple of seasons, but you know, apart from, you know, Alex Ferguson, Mourinho, and Wenger, they're probably the best managers in this country that we'll ever, which we'll see, you know, when we're alive. But you know, they're a top quality team, and we have to be. We have, like John just said there in the other room, we have to play well tonight. We have to have 8 out of 10 players every night, every player tonight, because if we carry a couple of passengers, we'll get hurt.
John, just going on about that criticism of Arsene Wenger, do you think that's fair? I mean, the expectations of the Arsenal fans are so high.
Well, yes, and they've got Champions League football again. You know, top 4. They've got a juicy cup final to look forward to. They've got a chance to retain the trophy, which not many teams do. Obviously, they've got a tough game against Aston Villa. But I just feel tonight it is a difficult game for Hull. But what Hull have is momentum. You know, they've won their last 2. They're in the ascendancy. The spirit will be good in the dressing room. Dean will tell you there's only one way to create team spirit, and that's to win games. And no one likes to be part of a losing team. They've won their last 2, beat Liverpool, a great result at Selhurst Park against Palace. They'll come here tonight full of confidence, but make no bones about it, this Arsenal team are a very, very good side. They don't sit third in the table, a couple of points behind Manchester City for no reason. They got great players, the likes of Sanchez, the likes of Giroud, Ozil, Walcott, Ramsey. You know, they've got some serious football players that can really hurt you with their quality that they have. But Hull have to keep fighting. They're probably a point or 2 short of what they need. But you have Burnley coming here at the weekend. So there's enough fixtures, but you want to get it done. You want to get over the line as soon as you can.
A quick question about, with you being a proud Welshman, pleased to see that your national team doing so well at the moment. Obviously Arsenal's Ramsey and Gareth Bale will get the headlines, but our own James Chester has knocked up 5 caps. How impressed with how James have you been at centre-back?
Extremely impressed. I think James is a young boy. He's got a great future with the national team. I'm delighted that he's Welsh and he's playing for Wales. Wales have some great centre-backs, the likes of Ashley Williams, Ben Davies, James Collins. But he got an opportunity. He's in the squad. He's playing tonight. I'm looking forward to watching him play tonight. He's got a chance to create that little bit of history. Wales are on the cusp of qualifying for a major tournament. It's the first time since 1958. I was blessed. I won 51 caps myself for my country at senior level, and played with some great players, the likes of Giggs and Rush and Bellamy, although he was a narc and argumentative little.
Not Dana, you're not talking about
Dana's all right. But no, I'm delighted for James. I'm sure he's a big part of Hull, and he's become a big player for Wales as well. And he's come through a few injury problems this season, so looking forward to seeing him play tonight.
You mentioned the Arsenal superstars. Anybody in particular we should be wary of tonight?
Well, I've mentioned them all, but I don't think Hull can go out there with that on their minds. I think they have to go and respect Arsenal, but when you cross that line, they've got players that can hurt Arsenal, no doubt about it. The likes of Livermore and the likes of Ndoye, who's been in form, has got a couple of goals. So, as I said, Bruce, you'll get them fired up for the game. You'll have a passionate crowd out there, so hopefully it's a good game. My heart says Hull, because I like Steve Bruce. I'd like you to be in the Premier League next year, but my head is just telling me Arsenal might have a bit too much quality.
So your score prediction then?
I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal. Dino?
I'll take a point, which I always do against the top 4, but I think because of the last two performances from Harper up to Ndoye as a team, I think that if Arsenal don't fancy it tonight, which I think they will do, but if they don't fancy it, if I was playing tonight, I'd be getting the faces. I've gone for a 2-0 win.
2-0. Remember where you heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 to the Tigers. Please put your hands together for Dean Windass and John Hartson.